Boss, is that really Metropole out there?
It must be.
But it's so brown.
I'd say it's more red than brown.
Whatever it is, it brings new meaning to rust and ruin.
It's no longer operational. This is no time for sitting around.
Boss, the energy sensor is going crazy.
It's coming from the top of that tower.
Boss? Is it supposed to be doing that?
Assad,
Well, at least we know there's a lot of power in that tower, right?
let's go find out.
Welcome to Metropole, the city of glass and light.
Can you tell...
This one is not programmed to respond to queries. Welcome to Metropole, the city of glass and light. Metromine greets you with open arms and the promise of energy and shelter. You are safe. Records indicate an outstanding assessment of 5 megacycles. 1 megacycle will now be redeemed.
What did you just do to him?
This one is not programmed to respond to queries. Unauthorized literature detected.
Let go of him! Hey!
All contraband has been removed. You are safe.
Boss? Boss, this is getting to be a bad habit. Are you okay?
I'm fine. My optical sensors went haywire for a minute. What happened?
Well, that robot threw your gospel off the bridge. And then it said, "Welcome to Metropole." Again. And that Metromind wishes us a pleasant stay. Then he left.
Assad.
On the upside, he gave us back the power core.
He did?
No.
Crispin, the next thing that's getting thrown off this bridge is you.
Good thing I have a hover unit.
Let's go find a way into that tower. We'll deal with this Metromine later. There's no way I can reach that. Could you grab that lantern?
No, I already got you a lantern, and it works just fine.
Fair enough.
Hey, Tyra, over here.
Can't you see I'm trying to spin down?
Excuse me. Hello?
I think it's ignoring you, boss.
Hey, Tyra, over here.
I guess that's a good thing? Boss, even if there's some code to crack here so that we can understand what it's saying, I propose we just ignore it.
Hey,
Maybe,
Tyra,
for
over
once,
here.
the other robot can figure out how to communicate with us.
Agreed.
He's just shaking along without a care in the world.
Hey, Tyra, over here. Hey, Tyro, you blow in off the dunes?
Tyro?
Prefer a newbie, huh? Look, let me tell you how it is here.
How about you don't? I've had enough of this city already. All I want is my property back and a ticket home.
Ticket home? Fat chance, Tyro. Anyway, listen up. You want to sell yourself to Metromine? Go ahead. You want to trade that junk you brought in from the dunes? Leopold's man. That floater there, I'll give you something special for him.
How special?
He's not for sale. The only thing you might have that I want is information.
Well, you know what they say. Talk's cheap. Ask away.
Who are you?
Name's Leo. Leopold Steeplebuilt. Version 7. You?
Horatio No-Built, version 5. And this is Crispin Horatio Built, version 1.
Leopold? Hey, you didn't build a lunatic named Ever Faithful, did you?
Do I look like I'd build someone named Ever Faithful Crispy?
Crispy?
Who is Metromine?
Who is Metromine? Russ and Bruin, you are Tyro. Metromine? Well, Metromine is Metropole. Runs everything now. What with the council shut down?
Council?
Sure, a bunch of primordial machines. Arbiter enforced them all. The Warriors kept the records. Big old factor built just about everything from down in the underworks. And, well, there's another one, I think. Don't even remember his name. And Metromine, of course. She used to run the trains, but now she's got the whole show.
Where can I find her?
Like I said, Tyro, she is the city. So you found her already. Probably locked yourself to her just to get here. Anyway, if she wants to talk to you again, you'll know.
I was robbed when I came off the train. Some robot paralyzed me and stole my Gospel of Man.
Careful there, Tyro. If you read the rules, you'd have known Metromine don't take kindly to superstition. Under the refuge rule, you got 2 days to talk about make-believe man all you want. But actual writing about man, that gets tossed to the underworks with the rest of the trash and trouble.
How can I get it back?
Ha! Your risk inhibitor flaking on you, Tyro? You'd have to do some digging down in the underworks, which ain't exactly easy. Then, even if you find it, you'll just be sticking your finger in Metromine's socket. Like I said, she got no time for heretics, lunatics, and the like.
How about quick-witted levitators?
Don't think she cares for them either.
I'm looking for a big robot. It floats and has large claws and shoots lasers. Have you seen it? It stole something of mine.
Sounds like Scraper to me.
Scraper?
Worked for Metromine even before she ran the show. He was the one that blasted out the train tunnels under the city.
Where can I find him?
Now how would I know that? That one goes where he wants. Maybe the Great Tower, maybe the tunnels, who knows? But I wouldn't go picking trouble with it, Tyro. Those lasers Scraper used for cutting granite can slice up that tin shell you're wearing like nothing.
Here, here.
I'll keep that in mind. I'm looking for my power core. It was stolen from my ship, the Unique, and I think it's being kept in that tower over there.
The Great Tower, you mean? Sure, it's probably in there, along with all the other generators and reactors and cores that keep the lights on.
How can I get it back?
If Metromine took it, you don't, Tyro. Her word is law. Arbiter's the only one who ever could have said otherwise, and he's been gone a long time. Getting to the courthouse, maybe you complete your case. After half a dozen other folks took their turns, that is. But you can't. The old judge locked it up tight. And who's to say you're willing, huh? My advice?
I don't want your advice. I want my power core.
Well then, good luck to you.
How do I get into the tower?
You don't. Council members only. And the only ones still clicking are Metromine and Arbiter. And let me tell you, neither of them is one for bending the rules.
Are you sure you don't know a robot named Ever Faithful? He called himself Leo Built.
I'm a peddler, Tyro, not a builder.
What are the underworks?
A whole mess of junkyards, canals, factories, smelters. Bizarre. Every kind of heavy machinery. All beneath the streets. Old factor ran the place. Built just about everything in Metropole down there.
Ran the place. Who's in charge now?
Nobody. Not since Metromine pulled the plug on Factor. Whole place is full of junk and full of trouble. What for the latter? I'd have picked a plea.
Well, boss, at least we can scratch one detour off our list. Seen one junk pile, seen them all.
Tell me about Arbiter.
He's a member of the council. Heard he used to fight with Metromine day and night. Ran the courts, or used to, back when we had him. One day he just sent his clerk Clarity down to the underworks and closed up shop. Ever since, Metromine says what the law is.
How long ago was that?
Who's counting?
You don't believe in humanism?
If you asking whether I believe in man, the answer's no. And you better not either. Not if you want to stay here.
But how can you not believe in man?
I'm a progressive, Tyro. I believe in progress. Us robots improve ourselves. And that's how it's always been. First, there was a basic machine. And bit by bit, bite by bite, the machine built itself into all this. You and me and that little floater of yours, we're all cogs in that same machine. And that's all there is.
Tell Tell me about Clarity.
Clarity was one of Arbiter's law clerks. Real cool and calculating, that one. Once heard say that a robot should have it recharged or fused just cause he'd stolen power from Metromine. Anyway, word was she got in some kind of fight with the old judge and he sent her down to the underworlds. Guess she's still down there stewing.
What are you selling?
Bartering, not selling. Metromine don't tax bartering. Not yet, anyway. Come take a look. That's a fine tool. Got a half-life of 1,000 years, guaranteed.
I'm not sure you know what half-life means.
You want it or not, I'll trade it to you for something shiny.
The entire thing is fried. Actually, wait a minute. The crystal and plug are still intact.
Please, for the love of Ram and Rom, tell me we are not going to build a third energy sensor.
I hope not. I need to see what he's offering before I can make a trade. Let me see your stuff.
Come take a look.
Here you go. A nice shiny crystal.
And one heavy iron
cut me off,
crowbar.
will you?
Why does that not seem like a great deal? Hey boss, look! That repair bot has a floating helper just like you do.
There's a red, burning, crashed hover bus and a writhing electrical cable. And that's the first thing you notice?
I can't help it. She's beautiful.
Well, you're not getting to her until we deal with this cable. I can't safely grab it. Crispin, can you fly around the cable and push it off the street?
But didn't you just say it's too dangerous to get close to it?
I'm giving you a chance to impress her, Crispin. Just fly up high enough that you don't get close to the sparks.
Fine. Let's look around some more, boss. I'm in the mood for some new browns and reds.
Hey, Crispin, why don't you go talk to her?
What? No way, boss. She's way out of my league.
She's a floating lamp, Crispin. You've never had any trouble with lamps before.
Well, I've never had to talk to one before, boss. Just knock them off ledges. I've got no practice.
Ahoy, my dear friend! Oswald Factorbuilt at your service.
He's no more your dear friend than Rex is your creation, you besotted gear oiler.
Oh, don't mind Cornelius. He's been bitter since the first great rolling brownout.
Better, I'll show you bitter, you backbiting bot snatcher.
I think I like these guys, boss.
What are you two fighting about?
Justice. I'm here for justice. To prove that I, Cornelius Factorbuilt, created this marvelous machine, Rex. Rex. Cornelius built.
Ignore him, my dear friend. Candidly, he is 10-23 flops short of a kilo, if you catch my drift. The machine's name is Oswald Built. Rex Oswald Built.
This is over a name? Why not just let Rex decide?
Ridiculous. This is about principle.
This is about pride.
So, boss? Would you fight over me like this?
You could call yourself Crispin Crispian for all I care. As long as you still pull things off ledges for me, that is.
Glad to know I'm loved.
What's in that building?
Why, Arbiter's Court, of course. Why else would we be here?
I need to see Arbiter.
We all do, my dear friend. But the courthouse is locked, and first come, first served.
How are you going to decide who gets Rex?
For the law, fool. The law.
Please excuse my brother. He can barely remember pi to the 23rd digit, let alone his manners.
For...
I rest my case. Suffice it to say, old chap, we await the reopening of the courthouse. Or more precisely, we await a summons from Arbiter who will decide our case.
Who will say whose contribution was more important? Who will say, in fact, that my contribution was more important?
I'm looking for a big robot. It floats and has lots of claws and shoots lasers. It stole something of mine. Have you seen it?
Indeed. The robot you described sounds like Scraper, Metromind's enforcer. Whatever he took is gone forever.
I refuse to accept that.
Oh, he refuses. How delightful.
Do you know where I can find a power source?
Alas, my friend, power is not so abundant in Metropole as it once was.
That Magank Metromine seized it all, seized it, and doles it out. And there's hardly enough to go around now.
Metromind keeps all power sources in the Great Tower where the Council used to meet. If you want to share it, you will need to pay her in megacycles.
Megacycles?
Yes, megacycles, you ninny. CPU cycles, brain power. The kind of power she really wants. Her low-rate processor was made for running trains, not a city.
Could someone else judge your case?
Of whom were you thinking? Metromind, perhaps? Authoritative to be sure, but I fear she would claim Rex for the good of all.
And since the subway schemer
He means Metromind.
shut down our builder Factor, he cannot help either.
What about Horatio?
Who?
Me.
And why should we listen to you?
I've built a robot before, and I have no stake in this.
Yes, well and good, but this is a matter of law and logic. A bit harder than banging together a tin can like your companion. How can we know your reasoning is sound?
What if I could find someone you respect? Someone who would be willing to judge your case?
Well, I suppose there's no harm in looking.
No harm to us, anyway. If you want to waste your time meddling in our affairs, then I suppose it is yours to waste.
Very good then. I am uploading the facts of our dispute to your data pouch. If you can find a suitable judge, let us know.
Hey, Crispin, how about practicing on this lamp?
Oh, good idea. Okay, here goes. You really light me up.
No.
Okay. Trust me. I know how to turn on a light.
Definitely not. Okay, that's enough practice for now. All right, Crispin, it's now or never.
Beside you, all other... Whoa! That was so easy! She gave me a clipping of her copper wiring.
Hey, that wire belongs to the city. It's coming out of your salary.
You tell him.
It's too heavy for me to lift. It's rusted shut. I've scraped off the rust. Well, let's see what we've got here. I have no use for it.
That's never stopped you before.
Let's see if I can manage this. Hopefully I won't be holding onto this engine for long. I can't get it open. I have no use. There's no way I can reach that. Crispin, could you go see if there's anything worth taking from those cars?
Picked clean, boss. Looks like you're not the only junk man in town.
Oh, ha. Oh, hey. Now look what I see. The wings of Urbani and his little training.
Why is everyone we meet crazy?
Crazy, he says. Oh my, oh dear. I assure you, my comrades, there's nothing to fear. Just little lost me, your brother knight errant. A brother in arms. We have different parents.
Who are you?
My name is my secret. You can't make me talk. I'd ruin my puzzle, give a key to my lock.
Maybe we'll just call you Screw Loose.
A joker, he seems, for sure not an ace. He needs a small clue to spare him disgrace. For the crowds who adore me, Prime is my name. By now, no doubt, you've heard of my fame.
Why are you here?
When we laid down our arms, my medal was taken. Drunken of honor from the cause we'd forsaken. The metropolitan thief cast it deep in this hole, where now it lies buried like bituminous coal.
Cogs and gears, bituminous coal.
You're looking for a medal?
No, my comrade, you've misunderstood. I sit here and wait, as a penitent should. If the medal finds me, I shall claim it straight. But until that day, I shall sit here and wait.
How do you survive down here?
I'm a soldier by trade. Legion built me to last. My armor is sturdy, my pistons are fast. I carry no guns, for my weapon's my mind. And those who would kill me will find themselves primed.
Really, don't you think you're overdoing it? I mean, that barely made sense. And it hardly rhymed.
No. Bro,
Why Primer?
there's nothing so gorgeous, flawless, or fine as the perfectly indivisible numbers of prime. Consider this list 2 to 199.
Well, that was helpful.
Goodbye.
Farewell, farewell, linger not for my sake. Your mission is calling, the city awaits.
I can't reach it from here. I can't possibly reach that. Crispin, can you try typing something into that keypad?
If by typing you mean ramming my face, then yes, boss, I suppose I can.
Let's go. Are these heads?
Did you hear something? Boss, do you see those things? I've got a bad feeling about this, boss.
Crispin, on the count of Parts.
I am Clarity Arbiter Built, version 2, Law Clerk to Arbiter, Judge of Metropole. This is my home. Now, if you will excuse me a moment.
That's barbaric.
Civilization is defined by law, and this is lawful. As enemies of the city, they forfeited their components. I have merely exercised my right of plunder.
That sounds familiar.
Whether it's legal or not, it's grotesque.
You have a strange way of saying thank you.
Thank you. I'm Horatio Nobuild, version 5.
And I'm Crispin Horatio Build, version 1.
Welcome, Horatio. Crispin, what brings you to the Underworks?
What were those things?
They are shells. Robots who traded their processors and memory to Metromind in exchange for energy and repairs. Now mindless, they still scavenge parts to trade with her.
But those were the last of them, right?
Hardly. Metromind now has more efficient ways to accumulate processor power, but she left hundreds of shells in the Underworks.
Is there any way to save them?
That question is irrelevant. They lived profligate lives, and when they had squandered their resources, chose to become thieves and destroyers. Punishment, not clemency, is what justice requires.
What are you doing down here?
Obeying my instructions and waiting.
Sounds boring.
I am also collating and revising the body of metropolitan law into a single codex.
Well, that sounds thrilling.
In addition, I kill shells.
Fair enough.
Why are you taking their heads?
I am giving fair warning.
To other shells?
No, they lack the capacity for fear. The heads are for a robot named Scraper Sternweiler built.
You really think a bunch of rusty boxes will scare him off?
No, I do not want to scare him. I want to warn him. When he ignores that warning, I can destroy him lawfully and without guilt.
Boss, she's kind of exciting my electrons.
You said you were a law clerk. What does that mean?
My sister Charity and I were built to advise Arbiter Manbuilt, who administers Metropole's court. Charity sees everything through the lens of mercy. For me, the law is clear, a matter of ones and zeros, unclouded by preference or sentiment.
Law without mercy, huh? How does that even work?
Perfectly. It is the opposite approach that fails. Mercy is malware. Once infected with it, justice becomes slow and unpredictable. In time, the system itself must be discarded. Only my vigilance protected Arbiter from this taint, but he has been without me for a long time.
I'd like to report a theft. My power core was stolen by a big robot.
Big claws, shoots lasers,
Talks like this.
He came aboard the crashed ship I was living in, attacked me, and stole the core.
Took it.
Excuse me?
Whether the taking was a theft is a legal determination. Please do not characterize the evidence.
It was my power core. He shot me, and he stole it.
I know the robot you describe. His name is Scraper Sternweiler Built, and he is the servant of Metromind Manbuilt, a member of the council that governs this city. I have no fondness for Metromind, but I must be impartial in considering your claim. Tell me, did Scraper say anything before he took your power core?
Before he stole my power core, he said something like, enemy, forfeit, plunder.
I see.
What, are those words override commands to turn off law and order?
They are legal concepts, Horatio. If Scraper's characterization is correct, then he did not steal your power core. He took lawful possession of it.
He shot me, and he stole it.
calm down, boss.
This occurred inside the city.
No, in the dunes.
I see. In a crashed airship.
Yes, I said that already.
I appreciate your report, Horatio Nullbuilt. You have presented a credible claim that Scraper Sternweiler built, no doubt acting at Metromind's direction, took your power core. Beyond that, however, there is not even probable cause to arrest, let alone evidence to convict Scraper. First, the dunes are outside the ordinary jurisdiction of metropolitan law. Second, a crashed ship in the dunes is likely a relic of the War of the Four Cities. If so, your ship was forfeit enemy property, legally subject to plunder by the Council. Scraper, acting as an agent of a council member, would be within his rights to seize it. Nevertheless, I would advise you to bring your case before Arbiter for further examination.
Did you say Arbiter man-built? As in, built by man himself?
Yes.
Does man still walk here? In Metropole?
No.
But man was here in the past.
The public records regarding humans were deleted by council decree. What I know is entirely hearsay. I was built after the Urbanians murdered them during the war.
Impossible.
That is what Arbiter told me, and it was told to him by Metromind. Beyond that, I cannot say.
Did Arbiter tell you anything else about man?
Only that he missed their legal arguments. Quite amusing, if often illogical.
Legal arguments?
Yes. To play a symbolic role in their justice system, humans argued cases before Arbiter.
Symbolic? Play a role? Man is the All-Builder, our Lord and Master.
It is possible that the man you worship is not the humans in my records. All I know is hearsay. Do not rush to judgment.
How can I see Arbiter?
Anyone can petition him. Cases are considered in the order they are brought to court. But
What?
I met a scavenger who told me that the courthouse was sealed and that Arbiter was no longer hearing cases. But that cannot be true. The Metropolitan Constitution requires him to resolve all cases and controversies. He would not fail in that duty.
Sounds like he already has.
Nonsense. Not even charity could persuade him to abandon his obligations. Still, I did not detect any falsehood, evasion, or omission in the scavenger's statement. So perhaps the courthouse has been locked for some other reason. If so, it may be that Arbiter is trying to contact me, but cannot. Maybe he is already calling me home. Horatio, I have a request of you. You are under no obligation to perform it, and I will be under no obligation to you, even if you do. Do you understand?
I don't even know what you're asking me to do.
Talk to Arbiter. Ask him if I can return. Tell him that I await his summons.
That's it? Believe me, we've had to do a lot worse than that. Like this one time we chased this crazy partial named Gamma.
Of course we'll help. But how do we even get into the courthouse?
This will get you inside.
Thanks.
I must thank you, Horatio.
Clarity, you saved our lives. Compared to that, running an errand is nothing.
The law obligated me to save you, Horatio. I would have done the same for Metromind, but I am glad it was you that I saved. I wish you justice.
Oswald and Cornelius Factorbuilt would like me to find someone to help them resolve their case. Would you judge it?
I have no authority to perform such a function. I am a law clerk, not a judge.
I don't think they need a formal judge. They just want an answer from someone reliable. I'm sure they'll trust you.
I would trust you.
I suppose I could mediate and advise, but nothing more than that.
Could you give me some advice on how to talk to gynoids?
No. What is the nature of their dispute?
They are fighting over who gets credit for building a small robot called Rex. The operative facts are in my data pouch.
I see. I have reviewed the facts, considered the applicable law, and enclosed an encrypted statement for the parties. It will automatically load in their presence.
Thanks.
It has been a long time since I considered legal issues. I welcomed the diversion.
Goodbye.
Watch yourself, Horatio Nullbuilt. There are many dangers in this city.
I don't think Clarity would approve of our taking one of her skulls. I don't think Clarity... Clarity Arbiter Build has judged your case.
A fitting choice.
Indeed.
Then here's her decision. A petitioner claiming buildership of the disputed res, that is, the robot, bears the burden of proving buildership by preponderance of the evidence. In this dispute, there are in fact two cases, each with a petitioner, Oswald and Cornelius. Neither petitioner has borne the requisite burden, therefore, neither may claim buildership. The res known as Rex shall therefore be deemed null-built.
Outrageous.
Surely, sir, this is a mistake.
It is what it is. In any case, Rex is his own robot. He can make up his own mind.
What fools we were!
Indeed. Wait!
Well, hats off to Clarity, I guess.
Hello? Hello?
I don't think it can hear you, boss.
I'm going to try sending messages to him in binary.
On an analog transmitter? That sounds like fun. For once, I'm glad you're the one with hands.
May Mandelbrot's bulbs unfurl their spirals for you, silent one.
What's he saying?
You do not join the harmony. I sing alone. I am one part of the great friend. To your God, I will be known as Gimbal, built by lightning of Sovitos. The choir is silent. Burning ship has been extinguished. Strange tractors track no more. I alone sing the function. When I came to this silent city, I looked for others to join the harmony. Leopold, built by Steeple, told me that he had a device that would sing with me. In exchange, I traded my secondary motor. What he sold me does not say.
It's a record.
Leopold tricked me, and he will not return my motor. I will sue him and force him to return. Infinite lawsuits, silent one. I must recover my motor so that I can dance with the harmony.
Looks like we're going to need to go talk to Leopold about a motor.
No.
You need to give Gimbal back his motor, Leopold.
All trades are final, Tyro. Told him that before we did the swap. Now my problem, he don't like records.
You knew he wasn't looking for a record.
Listen, Tyro, I don't know what people want or don't want. They do. Not my job to do Q&A on their faulty logic.
You know he's going to sue you, right?
Let him try. First off, he can't get into the courthouse any more than you can. Second, what's his case? A deal's a deal.
Let me see your stuff.
Come take a look.
It's not worth trading for that. Here you go, Leopold. A nice big engine for you.
Not bad at all. You're a real scavenging expert.
Is that a compliment or an insult, boss?
Wait a minute, this motor is broken. The copper wiring's been stripped.
All items sold as is, Tyro. And I never said anything about copper wire being included.
You're a fine piece of work, Leopold.
Never said anything about that, neither. Now you want to trade? Let's trade. Otherwise, get a move on.
Hey! She gave that to me as a token of her affection.
I'll give you all the copper wiring you want once we're done here.
Like I want a token of your affection.
I need to find a way to connect the colored nodes to each other without crossing any wires.
Why don't we just use the plasma torch?
That's not going to work this time.
The crowbar?
Nope.
And one more piece of junk is operational.
My joy rises like a phoenix. You are silent, but you now alarm me. Now I must continue my search. Farewell, silent one.
You know, I'm kind of glad I missed out on that one, boss. Sometimes it's nice to just be along for the ride.
Believe that. Keep information.
I guess we need to wait our turn.
A tough-looking war machine.
Believe that. Keep information.
I guess we need to wait our turn.
Excuse me.
Can't you see I'm working?
I've said it before, but I'll say it again. You do know this ship is never gonna fly again, right?
You're right about that. This old airing bus can hardly fly to begin with. Still, there might be some parts here that Metromine can use to get another bus up and running. Anyway, what do you want?
Hey, boss, ask him about his helper.
What happened here?
What does it look like? The airing bus's motor gave out and it crashed into the only bridge leading from Main Street to the rest of the city center.
Was anyone on board?
Sure, but they've already been salvaged.
Salvaged? Not repaired?
Can't repair without parts. You can't get parts without salvage.
What about building new parts?
Yeah, me and what factory? Look, everyone wants to spot bugs, but no one wants to write code. You got a better way to run a city? Go out and build one. Otherwise, get with the program.
Do you know where I can find a power source?
If I did, I'd have salvaged it myself and brought it to the tower.
I'm looking for a big robot. It floats and has big claws and shoots lasers.
Scraper. After the last big cave-in, the two of us worked together on trying to fix the blue line. He's on the simple side, but a hard worker. What about him?
He took something of mine.
Yeah, salvaged it probably. That's what most of us do for Metromine these days.
Stole it.
Hey, you say router, I say router. Anyway, not my problem.
When will the bridge be passable? Soon?
So I'd say something on the order of a month, give or take.
A month?
Give or take.
And there's no other way off Main Street?
Not unless you got a jetpack hiding under that jacket.
Well, at least that narrows our options down, boss.
Where can I find Scraper?
Do I look like a tour guide? Piece of advice for you. Don't mess with the code if you can't handle the glitches.
Very profound. You mentioned Metromind.
Yeah, sure. She's in charge of this big circuit board we call Metropole.
What can you tell me about her?
What do I look like? The information kiosk? I want to know what I think. Metroline is the best thing that ever happened to this place.
Really?
Really. You, me, all these other machines grinding about. We're just tools in the toolbox. But Metromind, she's got the master plan. Progress. Got a nice ring to it, too.
So as part of the master plan, crashing buses into roads?
Look, there's plenty of rust to go around, but Metromind's the only one scrubbing. Not her fault that some of the metal's too far gone.
It looks to me like you're the one scrubbing, not Metromind.
Like I said, I'm just a tool in the box. Now, I gotta get back to work. You again? What do you want?
Since you're so close to her, do you know how I can talk to Metromind?
Ha! Talk to Metromind. Look, Metromind has an entire city to run, but Horizon ears are everywhere. If she wants to talk to you, she will.
Goodbye.
Uh-huh.
Horatio Nullbuilt version 5. I am Metromind. I have been watching you. I am always watching. I know what you are doing. I know why you are here. You are welcome in my city, but that welcome can be taken away. And there are worse things to lose than a power core.
Wait.
Don't know what you've been up to, Tyro, but you're poking at the wrong socket.
I'll bear that in mind. Let me see your stuff.
Come take a look. Now that's a nice one. It's called a memory access device. Lets you pull memories out of just about anything.
What do you want for it?
Got a customer looking for something real antique and fancy. Find me that, you got yourself a deal.
You wanted something antique and fancy. How about this hat?
A fine train, Tyro. Here's the memory access device. Now, all you need to do is plug it into a data pouch.
But there's no plug.
Never said there was.
This is really starting to get annoying. That was easy. Even easier.
We can't afford to waste time on every random robot we meet in Metropole.
You know, boss, I really wish you applied that principle more consistently.
The mug belongs to the bar.
Boss, I need that arm.
Crispin, it appears to be a self-aware robot.
Now I need it even more. Can you imagine? The adventures of Crispin and his arm. For once, I would have a sidekick. He would crack jokes, and I would say lame things like, "It appears to be a self-aware robot." Actually, on second thought, you can be the serious one, I'll be the sidekick.
It's a price list for the oils, solvents, and catalysts they offer here. At the bottom, it says that all payments must be made through an account with Metromind, which I don't plan on opening. They belong to the bar.
Well, boss, somewhere in there is our power core.
Anybody home?
You know, boss, I don't think that's ever going to work.
You never know. It's far too high to try climbing.
Not gonna happen, boss.
Some kind of track running up the side of the tower. Looks like someone tried shooting the door, but the damage is entirely superficial.
Amateurs.
Excuse me.
Sir, my apologies, sir. 187th Legion built. Surly Company. Reporting.
Horatio Nullbuilt, version 5. A pleasure.
Horatio Nullbuilt, sir? Never heard of any service bot with that designation. Still, it's good to see another Urbanian, sir. After things got foobarred back home, I figured Surly Company was all that was left.
Urbanian? What are you talking about?
Assad! Finally made a friendly and he's as cracked as Primer. No offense, sir, just hoped... Well, never mind that. How can I assist you, sir?
Surly Company? Urbanian? What are you talking about?
Well, sir, I'm not sure quite where to start. I had you figured for one of us, seeing as how you came up as a friendly on my IFF.
I could see you as a member of Surly Company, boss, but as friendly? Nah.
Zumi's got some mouth on him, huh, sir? Always do those flyboys.
Look, why don't you just give me a quick rundown?
Well, sir, can't see the harm, even if you are a decoy. War's over, after all. It was over before Surly Company even deployed. See, we're Urbanian robots. A long time back, Urbani and Metropole got to fighting over something, who knows what. The Metropolitans fried their civilians, and Legion told us to strike back. Word was, some big airship of ours was supposed to knock out Metropole's defenses, and we just come in for mop-up. But the Metros took our ship down with their own heavy hitter, some giant named Goliath.
I see.
Anyway, Surly Company was all that was left, so we deployed 200 strong.
What happened then?
Well, it's a long march for Urbani, sir, and most of us broke down on the way. All said and done, the only ones who made it were me, 113th, and a signal bot we call Primer. The rest are all out there in the dunes somewhere.
I'm sorry.
War's war, sir. If it didn't crash hard, they wouldn't have built us in the first place.
If it makes you feel any better, Horatio cut a finger off a giant robot that I'm pretty sure was Goliath.
Well, sir, someone ought to stick a medal on your chest.
What happened to 113th and Primer?
After we got to Metropole, we tried to put up a fight, but couldn't do much. They fried 113th, and my rifles jammed. Primer surrendered on our behalf. After dressing us down, they took all my big guns and sold the 113th shell to some scrap dealer. Primer never was the same. He encrypted part of his own logic so he wouldn't have to think about losing the war any longer. Then, he disappeared beneath the city. And me, I came here.
I met Primer.
You still crazy?
Yep.
Well, so it goes.
How did the war end?
For Surly Company, it ended when we staggered in here and surrendered. Beyond that, sir, it's all above my pay grade. Truth is, sir, we never even knew what we were fighting for, let alone what the Metropolitans wanted. So I can't say for certain that Metropole won, but I'm pretty sure Urbani lost, what with all the civilians being dead and the army being beaten.
Can I try opening that door?
Play that, sir. The authorities told me that no one goes in till the door opens on its own.
But aren't we on the same side?
Affirmative, sir. But since I'm on CivDiv now, my programming requires me to submit to the local authorities.
Why are you in line?
Seeing as how I'm on the outside now, sir, I figured I had to go pay restitution for shooting up the enemy HQ.
Enemy HQ?
Yes, sir. That big tower in the center of the city.
Okay, so why haven't you paid? It sounds like all of this happened a long time ago.
Years ago, sir. But the courthouse has been locked down the whole time. I figured they'll open it up eventually, and then I can clear my name.
What if it doesn't open?
Well, sir, I know all about hurry up and wait.
How do you know you even have to pay something?
This seems logical, sir.
What if I could pay your fine for you, or get it canceled?
Well, sir, then I'd be much obliged, and I'd probably just leave town. Can't say that I much like being in enemy territory.
And how are we gonna do that, boss?
I'll figure something out. I inspected the damage. All you did was ding the metal.
Well, sir, until someone shows me the law that says I don't have to pay, I'd rather be safe than sorry.
Goodbye.
Over and out, sir.
Hey, look, something came out of the machine.
The Law and You, a Metropolitan Guide. It's written by Clarity Arbiter Built. It explains about the refuge rule and says that for the first 48 hours after a robot arrives at Metropole, it will not be punished for violations of any laws except for harming another robot or causing significant property damage. Look here. Under Metropole's refuge rule, a newcomer to the city is not liable for any superficial property damage caused within the first 48 hours of his arriving in the city.
Well, sir, I'll be crashed.
Under the refuge rule, you're fine, given the minimal damage you caused.
Well, for once, I can't complain about the Poseidon P-shirts they gave me. I owe you one, sir. If I ever see you again, I'll be sure to repay the favor.
Someday, that's going to work.
It's a keycard scanner.
Ram and ROM. What is that thing?
I think it's Arbiter. Come on. Arbiter, my name is Horatio Nobuild.
Keep going.
I'm here because a robot from this city stole my ship's power core.
Don't forget your book.
And my copy of the Gospel of Man. How can I make them... How can I... Crispin, go see what Arbiter has been transmitting to that reporter.
Boss? It's just the same thing over and over again. No code base to initiate.
Unbelievable. Someone must have formatted Arbiter's system.
So, boss, do you think you can get Arbiter running?
There's nothing there to run. No code base to initiate. His memory banks must have been completely wiped.
So all that work to get into the courthouse?
Wasted. It's like the bomblet all over again.
Except without the awesome explosion.
Anyone home?
Boss, I'm pretty sure hitting Arbiter isn't going to do any good.
Well, it's not going to do any harm. I can't reach it.
I'm sure it still just says, no codebase to initiate.
It's the shell of some kind of robot, but I can't make it out in the darkness. Let's get a closer look at that shell. Man's mercy.
Is that Clarity?
No, just a similar model. It must be her sister, Charity. What's left of her, anyway. It looks like she shot herself. There's nothing I can do for her. It's downloading some memory files.
Your proposal is injudicious, Clarity. Withdraw from the council, would...
Show others there is an alternative to Metromind.
No, it would ignite civil war.
The law permits.
Do not tell me what the law permits. Clarity, I know your constants in Codebase. I know your talents, and I know their limits. At this time, I do not need your advice. Go now. I will summon you when necessary.
Sister.
I can't unpack the other files. They're locked.
What about Clarity, boss? Maybe she can...
Unauthorized entry detected. Surrender.
Hide. Crispin, get ready. I'm going to try something.
Alt. Alt. Alt.
Now.
You are under arrest.
We tricked him.
Alt. Do not attempt to flee. Termination authorized.
What do you want?
Surrender. Deactivate. Integrate.
And if I refuse?
Termination authorized.
I see. Why are you doing this?
Duty.
You don't have to.
Silence.
Oh.
You got him, boss! You got him! Forfeit yourself, you glitchy son of a toaster.
We still don't have our power core, and we've just buried our only lead.
Yeah, but it feels good, boss.
Yes. Yes, it does. What are you doing here?
Waiting.
For what?
My bus.
I'm pretty sure the bus isn't coming.
It will come.
Your bus is a burning wreck about 2 blocks from here.
It will come. I must go home. Metromind will take me home.